So, Smash is coming to the Switch, and Inkling is coming. To the Switch, and so the question is always whether port or new game, who do I want in the game? And of course, I'm gonna make a top 10 about it because I need that good video so you can watch me and shit. I know. Alright, so number 10. When the Smash Ballot was first announced, I remember everyone and their mother wanted Banjo-Kazooie in the game, and I was just sitting here like, alright, I mean, he's not who I would add, but you do you, man, you do you. But if we're gonna add those rare N64 platformer characters, then why not give Conker a try? Conker's moveset potential is amazing because the entire gameplay is he can, like, when it's not platforming, he can, like, press the B button on these certain plates and certain things will happen. Like, for example, in the Great Mighty Pooh fight, he could throw toilet paper. What if he could do that as his side B? Like, he just pull out a piece of toilet paper and toss it at you. Or maybe even a knife like he does somewhere else. Or maybe for his standard, he could have like a charge shot with his gun, with a gun. Like in this level here. If I can find some gameplay in it. There we go. He could like shoot his gun and stuff and kill people. And then maybe later on he could like, maybe you could even press down B to slow time so you can play bullet time or something. Like in the final level. And his up B, of course, would have to be his little tail spin that you can do in the platforming segments.
Leave the app, not your music. Listen anywhere, anytime.
So, I remember when Smash Bros. For Switch was announced. Do you? Yeah. So, I was really hyped that Inkling finally got in the game. Because Inkling deserves to be in the game as a new game that Nintendo is pushing a lot. But another game that Nintendo is pushing a lot for some reason, even though no one plays it, is ARMS. And the obvious choice is, of course, Springman, as he's the flagship character. But he could have, like, the arms from the weapon from all the different characters, perhaps. Just for variety's sake, in his arsenal. His grabs would, of course, be his main focus. As what if you could, like, grab someone from across the stage? ARMS is already a fighting game, so it makes sense to put Springman in it. And just spamming, he'd be a unique character that we haven't seen in ARMS before. So yeah, number 9 is Springman. So, In the only returning character on this list, we have young Link. Now, you may be wondering, why do you want young Link back in Smash? He's just a clone. Well, I don't want the same young Link that you're seeing here. I'm thinking of a different type of young Link, named Optimus Prime. No, I'm kidding. I'm thinking of a different type of young Link. Like the young Link from Majora's Mask, and he could like put on his mask and that would change his moveset. Like his normal moveset would be like normal young Link business, and then but then he could like put on the Goron mask and use it to have a whole different moveset. It's basically like 4 characters in one. And so if they changed up young Link, I'd want him. Alright. Number 7 is Amaterasu from Okami. And Amaterasu's... So, when Brawl was announced, I was surprised that Wolf Link wasn't... Like, Link couldn't change into Wolf Link. Because that would be an obvious thing to do, right? So... That's why putting in Amaterasu, it would be a great idea. I know we already have a dog character in the form of Duck Hunt, but and I think Amaterasu would play similarly. Like, you know how Duck Hunt has his pew pew, his like the NES Zapper using some of his attacks? What if Amaterasu was the same, but with like the brush strokes? Like you're fighting and then randomly a brush stroke hits you and you die. It wouldn't be an exact clone of Duck Hunt because it wouldn't have like the bullshit that he has, but at the same time, it would be the same concept of having 2 fighters in one. This being Amaterasu and the brush. Now, I have not played this game, so I know nothing about this game, so... But from what I'm seeing here, there are some great attacks that can be performed by Amaterasu. Coming at number 6 is one I'm guessing will never be in Smash.
This is not an ad you want to skip. Trust me. This is the trailer for my new series, Youth and Consequences.
Okay, that's great. So sorry for the irrelevant gameplay here, but I could not find any good gameplay of just Darmanitan. So I'm just gonna put this here. Darmanitan's moveset potential is amazing. As another character that can switch back and forth between forms, his Zen mode and his normal mode. His normal mode would be, and it would have 2 very different playstyles. His normal mode would be like all up close and personal with moves like close combat and seismic toss. And maybe like flare blitz and stuff. But then you could press down B and switch to his Zen mode and he would have a more ranged gameplay, like with Psy Beam and Psy Wave and maybe Rollout or something, I don't know. It's hard to pinpoint exactly how it worked because Darmanitan hasn't been in a professional fighting game yet. By the way, why wasn't he in Pokken Tournament? But meh. if you were to put Pokemon into Smash, Germanitan and the other one coming later on this list would be great choices. Alright, number 5. Sia. So, you know what characters aren't in Smash often? Like, we don't have enough Zelda reps. Even with the adage of Young Link, we'd only have 5 characters in total. We have not enough villains and not enough females. So, Sia is a character that fits all 3 categories and also has a great moveset potential. Like, look at that. And Smash Bros. Is known for its fan service. Heck, we got Bayonetta, so Sia isn't too far-fetched for being like, oh, too sexy. Yeah, maybe she'd have to be toned down a bit, like Bayonetta was, but her gameplay would just be really cool. Like, imagine stringing combos together as Sia as well. Alright. Coming in at number 4 is Silver, the Hedgehog. So I've seen a lot of people asking for like Shadow or Tails. But they wouldn't be unique enough. Like, I fear that they would just be clones of Sonic. However, Silver is a main character that isn't really that big of a clone. Because he has like telekinesis and he could like fly and stuff. And like he could like throw stuff at you or throw you even. But again, it would need to be balanced, of course. He could also shoot that thing. That was the thing I noticed when watching this footage. Like, he can shoot, like, Psycho Cut type things. So he could do that as well. Coming in at number 3 is Sceptile. Sceptile is a popular choice for Smash, and I can see why people want him in. He has great moveset potential. Leaf Blade, Leaf Storm, Energy Ball. Vine Whip. He has so many great moves that he can pull from, and you could like, and when he Mega Evolves, he can even use shoot his tail and stuff when he turns into Mega Sceptile for his final smash. I don't know. Sceptile's a character that lots of people want, and he's the character that I would pick. So, coming in number 3 is number 2 is Dementia. And I don't see why people aren't asking for more Paper Mario characters in Smash. Because the Paper Mario character franchise is like a big series, and And the characters from the first 3 games would just be cool. And if the obvious choice is Dementia could like shoot, he could like duplicate, he could form the boxes to kill you with, and he could like shoot flower things at you. Even in the battle against Super Dementia, there's moves he can pull from, like the block shooting little thingies, or him throwing like Mr. L's mustache or something. And when he Mega Evolves, he could obviously turn into Super Dementia. Alright, so Undertale was announced for the Nintendo Switch. And the obvious choice would be Sans, because he's a fan favorite character. Everyone loves him. Everyone wants to fuck him for some reason. I don't know why. And yeah, while I agree he would be the most logical choice for the game, and his moveset potential is great from using bones and telekinesis, and like flinging you around the stage, and gaster blasters and all that good stuff. I'm gonna say this and people are gonna get mad at me, but I don't care. He is really overrated. If you want a character who is a main character, is an important and fan favorite character in Undertale, and has great moveset potential, but isn't Sans levels of overrated, then the obvious choice, which I see no one talking about, is Azrael. How is nobody talking about Azrael? Azrael has so many moveset potentials, like from shooting these tiny fireball things, to summoning stars that create other stars, like shown here. He has his swords that he can like fling around. He has his like swords that he can fling around. He has his laser beams, he has his gun thing that can also shoot laser beams. He has his gun thing that can also shoot laser beams, which is cool, and is an obvious moveset. Do you see all the moveset potential here? He could also move from Flowey and Omega Flower, like using vines and cleanliness pellets and whatever else he used. And hey, you could even put Sans in Smash. Kind of, in his moveset, as well as Papyrus, and Undine, and Alphys, and Toriel, and Asgore, because Azrael could like do something like the Duck Hunt's Wild Gunman, where he like summons a lost soul, and the lost soul uses an attack. And each character's attack would be different. Like he could summon Undine and she would shoot spears, or summon Sans and he would shoot bones or gaster blasters, and he could summon Toriel and she could shoot like fire and shit. And it would be like random which one shows up, so you would be kept on your toes and stuff. And of course, his final smash would have to be his Hyper Goner, where he just sucks you in and deals lots of damage to you if he can. So yeah, I'm Gold Mewtwo, and fuck Sans. Give me Azrael in Smash. Goodbye.